Some of you came here tonight looking for inspiration, but let me tell you something up front. If you're looking for an easy road, you're in the wrong place. You see, we live in a world where people chase comfort, a world where we want the reward without the struggle, the success without the sacrifice. But I came here to tell you one thing. Ease is the greatest enemy of your progress. Comfort is deceptive. It feels good, it feels safe, but it's a silent killer of dreams. When things get too easy, we lose the hunger, the fire that pushes us to grow. Think about it. How many people do you know who had big dreams, big goals, but the moment they got comfortable, they stopped chasing them? Maybe they got a decent job, a steady paycheck, and thought, this is good enough. And that's the danger. Good enough becomes the enemy of great. The moment you settle, you stop evolving. You stop pushing the limits of what you're capable of. And before you know it, years pass, and you're wondering what happened to all those dreams you once had. Comfort is not your friend. It's the quiet voice that tells you to stay where you are instead of reaching for more. Struggle is not your enemy, it's your greatest teacher. When life knocks you down, when doors close in your face, when everything seems to be working against you, that's when real growth happens. Think about the most successful people in history. Athletes, entrepreneurs, leaders. They didn't become great because life was easy. They became great because they faced obstacles, they failed, they got back up, and they kept going. Hardship forces you to dig deep, to find strength you didn't know you had. It builds resilience, sharpens your skills, and gives you the wisdom to handle success when it finally comes. Without struggle, there is no strength. Without pain, there is no progress. So the next time you face difficulty, don't run from it, embrace it. Because that struggle is shaping you into the person you're meant to be. The moment you stop growing, you start declining. Stagnation is dangerous because it doesn't happen all at once. It creeps in slowly. You achieve a little success, things get easier, and before you know it, you're coasting. You stop challenging yourself, stop taking risks, stop pushing the boundaries of what you can do, and that's when progress dies. Look at companies that were once giants, Blockbuster, Kodak. They failed not because they weren't capable, but because they got comfortable. They refused to adapt, to innovate, to push forward. The same thing happens in life. The moment you think you've made it, the moment you believe you can relax and stop striving, that's when decline begins. Success is never a finish line, it's a moving target. If you're not growing, learning, and evolving, you're falling behind. Pressure isn't there to break you, it's there to reveal what you're truly made of. Think about a diamond. It doesn't start as something beautiful. It starts as coal, rough and unremarkable. But under extreme heat and pressure, it transforms into something rare, something valuable, something unbreakable. The same is true for you. When life applies pressure through challenges, failures, setbacks, you have two choices: crack under it or rise above it. The most successful people in the world didn't get there because life was easy. They got there because they endured, because they used pressure as fuel instead of letting it destroy them. The moments that test you the most are the ones that shape you into the strongest version of yourself. So when the pressure comes, don't run from it, lean into it. Because that's how diamonds are made. Failure isn't the end, it's a lesson. Every time you fall short, every time you make a mistake, you're being given an opportunity to learn, to adjust, to come back stronger. The problem is most people fear failure so much that they never even try. They let one setback define them, convince them that they're not good enough, and they give up. But look at the people who have truly succeeded. Michael Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team. Oprah was told she wasn't fit for television. Thomas Edison failed over 1,000 times before inventing the light bulb. The difference between them and everyone else, they understood that failure was just part of the journey. It wasn't a stop sign, it was a stepping stone. So the next time you fail, don't let it defeat you. Study it, learn from it, and use it to fuel your next move. Because the only real failure is quitting. Growth and greatness are never found in comfort. If you want to achieve something extraordinary, you have to be willing to go through discomfort, to push beyond what feels easy or safe. Look at any top athlete, any successful entrepreneur, any legendary artist. None of them got to where they are by staying in a place of ease. They woke up early when they wanted to sleep in. They practiced when no one was watching. They sacrificed their comfort for the sake of their vision, because that's the price of greatness. You can't expect to become the best version of yourself if you're not willing to be uncomfortable. The gym hurts before your muscles grow. Rejection stings before you find success. Discipline is tough before it becomes second nature. The road to greatness is paved with sacrifice, pain, and struggle, but on the other side of that is something worth far more than comfort, purpose, achievement, and legacy. Ease is a silent killer of ambition. The moment life becomes too easy, the drive that once pushed you forward starts to fade. Think about a time when you were hungry for something. Maybe it was a career goal, a championship, or a dream you were chasing. In the beginning, you were willing to do whatever it took. You stayed up late, worked harder than anyone else, and sacrificed your comfort because the goal meant everything to you. But then maybe you achieved a little success, got a taste of comfort, and suddenly that fire inside you wasn't as strong. That's how ease works. It doesn't take your ambition away all at once. It dulls it over time. That's why the most successful people never let themselves get too comfortable. They're always looking for the next challenge, the next level, the next way to grow, because they understand that the moment they settle, the moment they stop pushing, is the moment they start falling behind. Motivation is temporary. It comes and goes like the wind. One day you're fired up, ready to take on the world, and the next you don't even feel like getting out of bed. That's why relying on motivation is dangerous. It's unpredictable, inconsistent, and weak in the face of real challenges. But discipline is different. Discipline is what keeps you moving forward even when motivation fades. It's what makes you show up when you don't feel like it. It's what separates those who dream from those who achieve. The best athletes don't train only when they feel like it. The greatest minds don't work only when inspiration strikes. They show up every single day, rain or shine, tired or energized, motivated or not, because they understand that progress isn't built on fleeting moments of inspiration. It's built on the relentless consistency of discipline. The question is, when your motivation disappears, will you still show up? Will you still do the work? Because that's the difference between those who succeed and those who don't. Success can be deceiving. When things start going well, it's easy to believe that you've made it, that you can relax, that the struggle is over. But that's an illusion. Just because things are easy now doesn't mean they'll stay that way. In fact, the moment you stop pushing, stop growing, and stop challenging yourself is the moment decline begins. Look at history. Companies that once ruled industries collapsed because they got comfortable. Athletes at the top of their game fell off because they stopped training like they were still hungry. The world is always moving, always changing, always evolving, and if you're not growing with it, you're falling behind. The worst thing you can do is let your success fool you into thinking the work is done. The work is never done. The moment you start believing that you don't have to put in the effort anymore is the moment you've already started losing. Stay sharp, stay hungry, because nothing lasts forever if you don't keep earning it. Greatness comes at a cost. You can't expect to achieve extraordinary things without making sacrifices along the way. Time, comfort, sleep, relationships, something has to be given up in order to go after what you truly want. The question is, are you willing to pay that price? Most people aren't. They want success, but they're not willing to put in the late nights and early mornings. They want the rewards, but they don't want to endure the struggle. That's why so few people reach the top, because the price is too high for most. But here's the truth. If you're not willing to sacrifice for your dreams will be the sacrifice. If you want to be great, you have to be willing to let go of distractions, to push through exhaustion, to say no to short-term pleasures for the sake of long-term success. The road to greatness isn't easy, but for those who are willing to pay the price, the rewards are beyond anything comfort could ever offer. Growth demands risk. You can't stay in the same place doing the same things and expect to evolve. Every major breakthrough in history, every invention, every movement, every success happened because someone was willing to step into the unknown. But most people fear that step. They fear failure, embarrassment, rejection, and uncertainty, so they stay where it's safe, where they can predict the outcome, where they don't have to risk losing anything. But here's the truth. If you're not risking anything, you're not growing. Playing it safe might keep you from failing, but it also keeps you from winning. The greatest achievements in life don't come from comfort zones. They come from taking bold, decisive action despite the fear. You have to be willing to bet on yourself, to take chances, to embrace the possibility of failure as part of the journey. Because without risk, there is no reward. Perseverance is the difference between those who succeed and those who don't. It's not about talent, luck, or even intelligence. It's about how many times you're willing to get back up after being knocked down. Life will test you. It will throw obstacles in your path, push you to your limits, and make you question whether you should keep going. Most people quit when it gets hard. They give up at the first sign of failure. But the ones who make it, the ones who achieve greatness, are the ones who refuse to stop. They keep showing up, keep working, keep grinding, even when it feels like nothing is going their way. Every great success story is built on perseverance. Thomas Edison failed thousands of times before inventing the light bulb. Michael Jordan missed thousands of shots before becoming a legend. The difference wasn't that they never failed, it was that they never quit. The truth is, success isn't about how many times you fall, it's about how many times you rise. Keep going, your breakthrough might be just one step away. Legacy is not built in moments of ease. It is forged in the fire of struggle. The people we remember, the ones who changed the world, are not those who had it easy. They are the ones who faced hardship head on and refused to back down. Martin Luther King Jr., Nelson Mandela, Rosa Parks. History honors them not because their path was smooth, but because they endured when everything was against them. They stood firm in the face of opposition, kept moving forward when others would have quit, and fought for something greater than themselves. Your legacy will not be defined by how comfortable your life was. It will be defined by how you pushed through the struggle, by the obstacles you overcame, by the impact you made despite the difficulties. The easy road leads to obscurity. The hard road leads to greatness. When the challenges come, and they will, ask yourself, what kind of legacy am I building? Are you willing to go through the hardship required to leave something meaningful behind? Because if you are, history will remember your name. Comfort is temporary, but impact is eternal. The things that make life easy, luxury, relaxation, convenience, don't last. They fade, they disappear, and they leave no mark. But the sacrifices you make, the battles you fight, and the struggles you overcome, those are what create something that lives beyond you. Think about the people who have changed the world. They didn't do it by choosing the easy path. They weren't remembered because they lived comfortably. They're remembered because they pushed, they fought, they sacrificed, and they built something that outlived them. So ask yourself, are you chasing short-term comfort, or are you building something that will last? Because the truth is, ease will never give you a legacy. Sitting back and taking the easy route will never leave an impact. But the pain you endure, the hardships you face, and the struggles you overcome, those are what will define your legacy. The choice is simple. Do you want a life of ease that disappears the moment you're gone? Or do you want to create something that stands the test of time? Every day you have a choice. Stay comfortable where you are or push yourself towards something greater. Progress and ease cannot exist together. One will always come at the expense of the other. Growth requires discomfort, effort, and sacrifice, while comfort asks nothing of you but gives you nothing in return. Think about the moments in your life when you made real progress. Did they happen when things were easy, or did they happen when you stepped outside your comfort zone, took risks, and pushed through fear? The truth is, every time you choose comfort over challenge, you delay your own potential. You let another day pass without moving closer to the person you're meant to be. So what's it going to be? Will you choose the short-term pleasure of ease, knowing it leads to long-term regret? Or will you embrace the struggle, knowing it leads to strength, wisdom, and success? The life you want, the future you dream of, is on the other side of hardship. The only question is, are you willing to go through it?